DM Debrief. We're here today with Wyatt. We're going to have a double W day, but Wade is taken sick. I hope we all had a happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving has always been, it's not Merry Thanksgiving. Merry is only for Christmas. Happy is for everything else. It's, as far as I can tell.
I don't know. I said a few happy Thanksgivings at work yesterday. I was like, that feels weird. And I mixed it up. I said, have a good Thanksgiving. That also felt weird.
Have a good day. It's supposed to be Happy Thanksgiving. I also gave out a couple Happy Thanksgivings yesterday, but
it doesn't roll off the tongue quite as well.
I normally only do it if they offer it first.
Yeah.
I don't know. Whatever. Yeah. Anyway, DM Debrief with the one who hasn't arrived yet at the Battle of Nerhtan.
The one who hasn't played.
Who just sat there the whole time, like, oh, you guys are so... Yeah. I haven't reorganized. You can't see these very well because I'm not using the overhead cam, but we still have the whole battle map here. I have to put them back in order. As you can see, I've finished going through and cutting them and putting all the bases on them. I got some more bases to use.
Upgrades.
So we'll have, it'll be even more good looking next time. And maybe I'll zoom in the top cam a little bit more because it was a little fuzzy.
Oh, okay.
Looking through the video, but you know, whatever.
Right, it's the fog of war. It's the fuzziness.
But for this one today, we're mostly just going to be talking about the battle system since there wasn't really much to cover for Fisvénir.
Yeah, no, I think I just said, all right, let's go. Like that was my only dialogue.
Yeah, we left Nibdrum in Brezhlav's Red Gold.
I did do something fun. I gave the king my quill as sort of like as a joke of like in my act.
Yes.
And it hasn't become relevant yet, but as soon as I start casting spells, that's a magic quill. Yeah. That's gonna disappear from the king's wherever he's keeping it and reappear in my hand.
Oh, you actually just gave him the quill.
I just gave him my quill.
Okay.
Yeah. Because it's a magic one that I can just like, all right.
It's over here. I'm just going to. It's in my hands.
Exactly. So that'll be fun.
Non-linear travel doesn't exist in this magical.
Well, yeah, it's not like a physical thing. I don't think. I think it's like a magical, solidified magic.
Anyway, so you got to watch this as a third-party observer. The whole thing. I have changed a few rules and added a new maneuver.
Oh, exciting!
Added a brace maneuver.
Okay.
A unit can elect to forego its movement during its turn. If it does, it can take the brace action, which adds its remaining HP divided by 2 to any defense roll it makes. Okay. So I imagine it's basically a shield wall. You can set up a little shield wall to give you another option.
And any unit can do that, or just
melee, heavy, and siege.
Okay, just not the range and medics. Okay.
Range and medic cannot.
Okay.
And then I made the damage roll for ranged official at 1d20 instead of 2d20 because that was insane.
Yeah.
So we started to do that, and I was like, "Oh, that is so OP."
A bit more like realistic, I'd say, because when you have a volley of arrows, that's devastating, but not helpful for like the gameplay.
Yeah.
And it's a fantasy world, so we can be like, take cover. It's
yeah. You can see it coming in, and so it's
like when you play Risk on the hardest difficulty. It's like I understand this is more practical. But
I need to make that change too because it should be one. If they make a blind attack, it goes down to 1d10. Yeah. So I'll print off a new copy of these for you all in the next episode.
We just make edits. You don't have to waste paper on it.
No, I'll do it because I think I also reworded some of the rules up top to make them a little bit more clear.
Gotcha.
Because some of them it ended up being a bit wordy.
Yeah.
Oh, because I redid how the reinforcement mechanic works.
Yeah.
Units of the same type can exchange individuals to rebalance their HP up to the unit maximum for the maximum HP for the unit. Units involved in this action cannot attack or brace in the turn they combine, but they can defend. Exchanges can only involve 2 units. to exchange between 3 units, 2 turns must be expended. So there's no in the previous rule, as you've read it out in the episode, if you had extra HP, you just lost it. In this case, you just have 2 units. Gotcha. One of them being like a 50, and one of them being a 3 or whatever.
So instead of just like a merging, it's a rebalance.
Yeah, it's reinforcement. Rebalance is how I had it written here. So you can exchange people like, okay, you guys got hit real bad. We can shift some of our people over to your unit, and we'll call it good from there.
Yeah.
But how did you like how it worked? I mean, there's a lot going on the table.
I think it ran really well. We did some adaptations on the fly, which I think, for the first time doing it, yeah. But I think it's going very well. It doesn't feel too broken. Like it doesn't feel like any unit is more powerful than the others, and it doesn't feel like
after we nerfed the archers.
After
we nerfed the archers,
it doesn't feel like they're also too weak either. After nerfing the archers, where it's like it feels like they can hit as equally as they can take, but also with like certain advantages, which I like because it's like more. It's less about I'm just gonna keep putting melee out because they're so good. It's more about all right, where can I use their strengths and their weaknesses. Speaking of which, I don't think they did a good job. They did fairly well.
Yeah, it was a difficult choice, obviously, because of how we had it set up. I think giving them the boost on this blockade really helps them out, because if they had just done it as they had initially, one turn, those would have been broken through, and just nothing they could have done at that point. Especially without the brace action, it would have been. I don't think they would have made it because you guys don't even you still don't know how many units are back here. Yeah. You can see them like sort of glimpsing around, and these archers kept stepping forward. I think they were like, I'll have to look at my picture. I took a picture of it before I did it, but it was something like this.
Yeah. Well, this brings me to the main criticism I had that I was like, because what they were doing, I'll take my
of their battle plan. I was gonna say I was like, criticism of the system.
No, yes, well, it might be a criticism. I don't think it is because I can use it to my advantage. But like they're rightfully so, they're putting their archers up next against the bridges, being like, we got to defend these bridges. But what I think they missed was that the archers, it's like a range of 2 squares. Yeah. And so if they just move them back 1 square, they can have line of sight and in range on the bridge itself. But then the enemy archers can't hit them from the shoreline. And the entire time they kept getting just pummeled by the enemy archers. I'm like, just move them back 1, because you don't need to. You don't need to attack those guys. You need to defend the bridge.
Yeah.
And so that was my main thing of like, man, they are really taking a lot more beating than they need to be.
Yeah, because they were rightly focusing on getting down the siege guys.
Which there's the difficulty of line of sight because there would be some buildings in the way, but I think you could line it up in a way that.
Yeah, I think there's.
You need to like kind of bring it along the road rather than along the river. I think is what you'd have to do.
I think you'd be kind of like it'd be tough. I'd have to look at the map more. Now, how do you like the map that you have to use the road system for line of sight?
I like it a lot. I think it's a lot better than like it's quick and easily like visual. Can I see them rather than other games you have bust out a ruler and whatnot. But my only thing is like, as far as possible improvements, is it does feel a little weird that like these long thoroughfare roads, you can travel through at the same speed as the narrow alleys. Like it would make a little more sense to like have it be like a reduced speed moving through those spots as you're like having to navigate tight corners. And I imagine like this is a medieval city, so like the alleys aren't clean.
No. Like, there's like boxes and
there's probably stuff blocking the way. If not like a whole structure that's not mapped out, but is there.
And I will admit, I did not. I came up with the movement rule, and then I came up with the map. Yeah. So I was like, I didn't put a lot of work into matching the map to the grid system. First of all, like I probably to do this better, I should rotate the map like maybe 20 degrees this way. We get more north-south roads and east-west roads at that point. But with it being like a medieval city, they didn't care about grid systems at the time. Yeah. It was much more based on like the river and things like that and getting to points of interest than it was there. So you're never going to be perfect if you don't just build a grid system city.
And I think the fact that like you could align a little better if you rotate, but I think I like it better this way because it feels more realistic, and also like there's a bit more strategy involved. Like, okay, these squares don't perfectly line up with the street. Which square would be the best one for me to stand on? It's sort of like a little bit more.
Like I've got good visibility if I stand here, but not if I'm here.
Yeah. I will say the thing about the alleys though is mostly just because like inevitably they're breaking through those defenses, and so it's like once they're on the other side, there's not really any main choke points that they should hold. Like they already have stuff like held in the main streets, but without a reduction in speed, like the enemies can just come straight around them. Like they don't have to go through there. Was like the main thing of once those bridges are cleared, if all
a little bit of color coding or something to say like this is a free movement road,
or even just like a like make the main thoroughfares a little darker maybe in shading.
That's what I'm saying. And like this bridge you can't move across as quickly as this bridge. I think that rule I can go ahead and say like these are obviously the main bridges. These are much slower, so this is going to be double speed or half speed for that. So I think everyone at least some of them do have a 1. It's still 1 speed for a heavy, so like I can't say it takes them 2 turns to get across there. To a minimum of 1, we'll say it drops you down to a 1.
Because heavy is a smaller like it's a. I mean for the bad guys it's a single dude, right? Or is that
for the siege? For the siege it's just it's a small collective.
Yeah, so it makes sense that they would be able to get through a tighter gap.
It's like 5 guys on a thing.
Not to make your job harder, but you could make it that the lower the HP, the faster you can move through the narrow terrain because it's less guys. So that would also add a incentive.
So like half health. You have
maybe
you don't get impeded.
Yeah, you just get you lose the debuff.
If you're below half of your max HP, you aren't impeded by restrictive.
Because then that also opens up the avenue of like if we want to have like smaller bands of archers after they break through. If we just want to like just pop out, shoot them, and run back as they're coming through the streets, that would open up that mechanic.
That'd be interesting. I like to make sure that there are hard set rules rather than it depending on my personal judgment.
For sure.
Like that. So like we could say that rule exists, and like this one I think would be a margin case. I think I'd still call it a full passage road. This one would definitely be half. Without getting out rulers and stuff, like it has to be at least a 1/4 inch wide in order to be full passage.
Especially for this map, you can just
we can do roll-offs if there's ever if you ever want to contest a decision, you can roll off and we can play high roll.
I think it makes sense. You can kind of just look and be like, all right, this is much wider, and then you get narrow. It's like that's a wider gap, so maybe this square, and maybe it could also depend on what direction you're going. So if you're going this way, that's a wide street. But if you're going this way, it gets more narrow. So I think the map is detailed enough that like we can just do it by situation of like, all right, based on like how narrow this is and the size of the unit. But yeah, I think that would definitely give us more options after they've broken through is the main thing.
I mean, luckily you are getting there. How many guys do you think you should have? Like, are we saying?
I think did we say 3 ships? I don't know.
We said as many as we could spare, but I then have to think about like how many soldiers are in the kingdom, how many of them went to Rejla's Rekol, how many were considered enough, like how many in the city itself would be considered enough, and then also how many like can you fit on a ship? Yeah. So and also like how many to make it seem like these are actual reinforcements rather than like another 7 dudes, right? Yeah. Because if we're using, what we said each HP point for melee basically is a dude, right? Yeah. So we're saying units are essentially 50 people. So that would be what? If we said...
I think one of the things that's important, and this is the lore question, is like, do we think that they have a standing army, or is this just like the people they've raised from their towns? Like, all right, the capital's under attack.
This would be they're under attack. Yeah, but there is a standing army. You have to remember that for the Kistone in particular, they arrived as an army. Oh, like they are an army in origination, so they've always had a sort of martial military. Large impact, and they've had their own internal squabbles. So from the perspective of this particular, the Fawn realm, they've had a civil war in the past, essentially, the uprising of the lords. You know, you got the brief history of the uprising of the lords. So there's sort of an incentive for the king to have a standing army, especially in points of major, because this would have been at the edge of his territory, Nerhtan. The Peller was built in. The Peller Canal was built on lands that came from dispossessed lords. It was called free country at the time, but then he's like, since it's free country, I'm going to take over the free country, and we're going to put a canal in here.
Yeah.
So there's sort of a vested interest in making sure that all these are there. So there is definitely going to be an actual military force scattered throughout the kingdom, and leave that one alone. So there's definitely a standing army of sorts. Now, the degree that there is one. And this is a major city. There's like over 10,000 people that live here. So there would be probably a couple hundred soldiers at minimum who are actually in probably 100 would have gotten left behind. Which is why you have, I think you have, do I give you 3 heavies?
I don't remember.
Well, there's 3 heavies out there. He counts as a heavy. So maybe I give you 4 heavies. Something like that. But for you, I was trying to figure out how many. It will still be challenging because you don't know how many I have to work with here.
I mean, based on just like how much I think would be a realistic number to send. Well, here's the other thing, is I think if we can't sort of like figure out like an exact number, there's just an idea, we could have it, since we already have the mechanic, like, was it every round you got a new unit generated? We could have that coming from the ships where they dock as like more troops coming off the ships, sort of.
Yeah. I was.
So it would just be like, we could do just like a starter number of like the people ready to go out and hit the ground, whereas then there's like some that stay back to establish a sort of like
beachhead, and like you send people back to resupply and things like that.
But as far as what that initial number would be, I don't know. 500 maybe. That's 10 melees or 5 heavies, or I don't know.
Oh, maybe I Google just real quick, like.
I think, if I remember correctly, I think like a large medieval army would be about like 2,000 to 3,000.
Yeah.
But that's like the entire army. So I don't know how much, like what percentage of those have left, because they want to keep some at the capital, of course.
Oh, thank you for that range of a few dozen to several hundred. That's okay.
Spot on.
A large warship might hold about 100 to 200 soldiers. Or a very large galley could potentially transport up to 400 or more. And we said we could. Okay, then I think.
I don't know if it was ever said, but in my brain I was seeing 3 on the waves.
Oh, this is a very good example then. A large warship could carry several. For example, in 1512, their ships carried just over 400 soldiers.
Okay.
And that's roughly the technological time period that I base a lot of this off of, like 1450, 1550.
Well, yeah.
So I think that we could say that you're coming with 5 ships, 2,000.
I'll take 2,000. I ain't gonna say no to that.
2,000. What?
That's besides that's not the initial number, right? That's because then that'll count also for the people that like
Yeah, you have a total of 2,000, and you can deploy. We'll say that when you land, you can get. No, that's too many. That's too many units. 2,000 is way too many.
Well, how many can I use those? Question. Because I mean, I think it makes sense to send a large number.
Yeah, a large number. The 2,000 is probably too. That's probably how many got to the capital.
Yeah,
would seem probably more accurate.
Maybe 3 ships, so 1,200.
1,200, which works down to what if it's 50, 20, like 20. It's hold on, is it 1,200, 120?
Maybe 60 heavy.
60. That's way too many units. That's way too.
Well,
many.
That's not all the ones I'd be using. That's like, remember that's the
right. We're doing this. We're gonna convert it to units, and then you just have that many units.
Oh, okay. So we're not doing
it start off with like getting an estimate number, convert that to units, and then like.
Gotcha.
The unit would technically decrease the number, but we don't have to track that exact figure.
Okay.
So let's see, if 50, so 100 is 2 units, so that'd be like 24 units. Okay, that's a reasonable. I think that's a reasonable figure for 1,200. 24 total units, and we'll say that since you're in 5 ships, that you can deploy 10 at the jump. So like nice. 2 from each 2 from each. So
Yeah.
you can just get a quick infusion of 10,
Mhm.
and then 1 from each ship for the next 2 rounds.
Yeah.
I mean, hold on. Does that 10, 24? So that leaves 14. Okay, we'll call it 25 units just to make the math easier, because that would be 3 rounds of a unit each.
Okay.
Let's write that down.
Yeah.
Let's write that down. Write that down.
Well,
Okay,
yeah, it's 10
so-
off jump and 3
So
rounds.
it's 20.
I get a
It's
unit
25 total units.
Mhm.
10 off jump,
Mhm.
and then 5 per round
Mhm.
for 3 rounds.
Now,
That just says thirds, but
not to make it harder on you, I am fully intending on using the ships themselves, if that's okay. I wanted to roll up in that canal with a bunch of fire.
Well, so I will say that these are seagoing vessels, so
Mhm.
it would be a little difficult for them to maneuver that quickly. But the canal is a deep water canal. They would have to be considered your deployed units, though.
Yeah.
So they wouldn't be the ones that are in reserve that you'd be able to use.
Yeah.
And you have to keep in mind that, like, if you're going through an area, that means that bridge is not available. Well, at least up here.
Mhm.
The bridge would not be available here if you have a ship in this area.
Yeah.
And
Which
probably takes a turn to open and a turn to close is what I would say. That's too much.
Yeah. Good, but my main thing is, like, if the need arises, I
Mhm.
was planning on because, like, right now I wouldn't do it just because, like, I'd be under so much fire for no reason. Like, the bridges haven't fallen yet. There's no reason
Right.
for me to endanger that many troops. But, like,
And you don't have a sit rep.
yeah. I just, the main thing is, like, the rivers are vital, and I feel like we can utilize, like, essentially not a floating fortress, but like a floating way of accessing them.
You wouldn't be able to come up this way. This is a
Yeah.
natural river. So this one is not, like, once you
Yeah.
hit this junction, obviously with all the ports built off of it,
Yeah.
this is deep enough water that you'd be able to access it with a large ship. And the canal is a deep water canal, so you can get your ships up there. But this is just a natural river, so accessing northward would not be an option.
Yeah.
But you would be able to use this canal.
I think the likely scenario in which I do that is if they break through, but I think we have a chance of kind of cutting off their choke points.
Mhm.
I would go up and then more or less maybe blow up bridges. We'll see.
Well, again, like, these are also the locks. Like, you could just open the locks as you go through, and then they'd have to make rolls to figure out if they're smart enough to put them back, and, like, they would be able to, because they're going to be stronger than you just outright.
Mhm.
So if it was like a physical struggle, probably they're just going to be able to do it. But okay, all right, that's it. I'm glad we figured that out. That took work off of what I have to figure out. Any other thoughts on the game in general?
I love it. I love, like, just visually appealing. It's so, like, I didn't do anything the whole time, but I was thoroughly entertained just because, like, it looks so cool with all these little guys and the map. It's very good.
Yeah, I feel like as I work through fleshing this out, we'll be able to develop more unit types. Like, at some point, we'll probably distinguish between archers and mages for ranged unit types. But for right now, I'm just going to keep it simple. That'll be an expansion pack that we'll cover down the line that, like, reinvents the entire game.
That's when the Siege of the Towers is happening. We need some
definitely. Wow, that'd be crazy. Get all the way up here.
Yeah,
that is a long way away. I will say that is very far away from.
Well, when we lose the entire of the pack into whatever.
It's true with whatever's going on.
But yeah, very exciting stuff. I feel like we haven't used the healers as much, but I think that's also just because, like, we've been focused on archery, rightfully so, to, like, keep these bridges alive.
Yeah, you've been trying to reinforce just actual force to try to whittle away at what they understand as a much larger force. I mean, coming in.
I mean, it's I just remembered that. Not only was the whole time was I just move your archers back one, please.
You were also looking up
I was
there.
also like, they can just go around.
Yeah.
I think I was gonna tell. I tried subtly. I'm not gonna lie. I tried to tell Wade that, like, without you noticing. Like, Wade, he didn't know what I was saying.
Yeah, he was so locked in.
Yeah, because like I was thinking, the first thought was like, just go through the river. Like, well, no, my first thought was to go around to fight them, and then I was like, oh, they can do that as well.
Yeah.
And then I was like, wait, that's definitely what Xander's gonna do.
And it's true.
I wasn't expecting the big explosion. That was a surprise.
Well, I think I said in the episode that they weren't going to do that, but they felt like they were under a time crunch. So like, you know what? Let's just go for it.
Yeah, let's just break through.
Yeah.
I like it. And I just remembered there's possibly a unit mastermind, right? There's something.
Which they may or may not recognize. Well, no. I did say that Biolan would know enough about their tactics that like the only reason that they were successful in the War of the Breach initially was that the Zoreg were commanding them. So
I might do some rolls when we're in there to see if once I show up and I can maybe once I reach one of them to get a sit rep, I can be like, maybe I might ask for a few rolls, but like based on the reports I've read, if I can, if I can narrow down the area that this unit would probably be like their HQ, like where would they be leading, like giving orders from? Because it can't be far enough for message, I guess. Yeah, it could be miles away because there's magical communication.
If you set up the what's the spell? It lets you have telepathic communication over a long distance with like up to 8 people.
That's crazy. Yeah.
There's that spell.
So yeah, I guess I would probably I know I have the mission of reestablishing the stones or the message gate in the city.
Yeah, the sending service.
The sending service, yeah, which is deep behind enemy lines, if I'm correct.
Yeah, it's like up here.
Yeah, not good.
It's probably set up on here.
That's right.
Actually, just thinking about it, this is like the main clearinghouse from the canal side. So probably we've got it. I'll probably just say it's there.
Now that I'm assessing the battle, there's a good chance Fisvénir dies here. Just because I think I'm going to be like, all right, I have a plan, and I go to do it, and then the fog of war clears, and I'm like surrounded.
And you're just like, yeah.
So
yeah,
we'll see how
at the end of the last episode when they just encountered their first melee unit.
Little guy there, yeah.
Like, yeah, that's the only guy who came through the gate, probably.
Yeah, only him.
Probably just him. Like, the one guy blew himself up so this one guy could get through.
Yeah.
That seems reasonable, right?
Definitely, yeah. No reason to worry about all of these bridges back here.
Yeah. Now, I will say that you do know that the Zoreg are able to fly.
Oh, no.
So.
And that's the unit leading, right?
That's the one who would organize it.
I'll just look up then.
Yeah. So.
And that's the claw thing, right?
Yeah, that's the dagger nail guy. That's the dagger nail guy.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, no, it's.
I'll be staying below deck.
I guess this would be like the end of the first arc of the campaign. I mean, it's fun that it matches with the end of a year. Yeah. I mean, not planned at all. No. As far as like pacing wise,
we did a lot of lollygagging with that first, like, just go out and talk to this guy.
Yeah, I mean.
We could have been here halfway through a year.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I'm gonna for just so because I just remembered at the moment that we are recording an episode. That for our January 1st episode, we're gonna do a compilation of this year's campaign thus far. So if you haven't caught up yet, January 1st, if you wanted to cheat everything and rob us of all of your wonderful viewing hours,
just watch it on loop.
Then you can do the supercut, and you can watch how far we've come. All right. The first episode, the audio was a little rough. The lighting was a little rough. Our accents were a little rough.
Yeah. I practiced all day. Didn't come out.
And now we're here, and it's better.
Yeah.
It's better.
Accents rough, but enthusiastic.
Yeah.
There's some gusto.
Yeah. How'd you like the battle music?
I'm
testing him to see if he's watched the episode.
I'm gonna be so honest. I mostly watch the episodes to be like, all right, what did I do again? And I didn't do anything.
Don't really. You watch the first 20 minutes. You're like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah, I'm done.
Well,
but now that I know this battle music, I actually am. I'm gonna check that out.
Yeah, I'm gonna with the new audio setup we have. I'm gonna try to see if I can get us some diagenetic sound.
Ooh.
Not for the actual recording. I'll still put that in post. So that's what I'm gonna have to test to see how much our mics pick up the diagenetic sound. I sure I've been coming through all right. My thing kind of flipped over, but whatever.
Should be good.
I think I'm doing all right.
Pretty cool.
It was fun to listen back through to that episode though, and me pinging between like 4 voices at one point.
Yeah.
I think I was Yolar, Yolar, Ashtakroc, Melbim, and Nibdrum.
Yeah.
All in the same scene.
Well, that's a testament to your skills at DM, because I didn't I was fully in the zone of I'm in the king's chambers. We're figuring this out. I mean, it's just me and you talking. These 4 dudes is just you.
Yeah. So. Thank you. It's luckily they all have different enough voices that you could on the fly you can distinguish between them.
Yeah.
As poorly as I do Nibdrum's voice, I made it distinguished enough. He just ends up always drifting away. I think it's sort of just kind of scratchy up here.
Yeah.
So I think I'll just start doing it kind of like this and just ditch the extra part of the accent.
Yeah.
And
he's got a cold button.
This is Nibdrum now.
I can't wait for when we all completely fail. Fisvénir dies, and we all fall back here.
If
and
I
then Nibdrum shows up.
Nibdrum shows up to save the day. All right. Well, anything else before we go? Any other rule ideas besides
the rule ideas? I think
we talked about the movement on here. Talked about brace. Talked about the new HP mechanic.
Talk about possible ship warfare.
Possible, boat-based warfare.
I think my final comment is if I die, I didn't do it on purpose. It might look like
There we go.
There's a good chance it looks like it was on
He's
purpose.
just RPing so hard. He knows that Fisvénir is intelligent, but not situationally aware.
Yeah, and he's gotten a little ego on himself, so he might just fully think he has it under control.
I've got this under control. But you aren't British, that's Melbim. Melbim shows up and he's like, yes, now I've got this completely under control.
I'm sure this will be perfectly fine. Nothing bad could ever happen. And then just firebolt to the face. No, the little guy comes down and scoops me up with his claw.
The 15-foot tall siege unit shows up right next to you and he's just like,
Yeah, it's one of those rolling siege towers.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah, it's Grand. It's just Grand.
That is one last question I forgot to ask this. And this will really be a thing. Well, I guess, this is probably something you want to figure out early. There might come a chance where I ask if we brought any, whatever the opposite of siege defense stuff would be in our, siege defense equipment in our ships. Can I have the equipment to build more barricades is what I'm wanting. Not the whole gates. Obviously, it would have to come with a significant cost of time and units.
Yeah,
But can I have deployable cover?
Deployable cover? If I'm already giving you the boats, that's probably the closest you're going to get for deployable cover.
That's a good point. I hadn't thought about I can just roll up the boat to the bridge. Yeah. Or I might blow up the bridges. We'll see. So.
We'll see. You can't blow up the bridges.
That's why. I knew during the game.
Firebolt.
Just a little precision, little flame. I knew during the game I was planning when I was strategizing, I'll bring in fire arrows, and then I realized I don't want to burn this city down.
Yeah,
so it'll be normal arrows.
We've already had a catastrophe hit this city,
but the bridges might take a hit. I mean, we can rebuild a bridge.
We'll see.
But I don't want to burn down that whole corridor.
No. Yeah, this is also the poor part of town.
So it's all wood.
Yeah. It's all it's gonna go up. This part of town in particular. This is not a great. Actually, I think it was over here because this is. They have canal stuff, so they're pretty decent.
I'll give my troops direct orders not... Well, I guess I wouldn't know this until I show up, but eventually I'll give orders, don't use fire.
Don't use fire. All right, well, we'll call that good for this DM debrief.
Thoroughly debriefed.
Yeah, we'll have our episode on December 1st, the Battle of Nerhtan Part 2. Hopefully that goes well. We'll see. There's a lot of stuff they don't know about.
That's fine. See, if I stay in the boats, I can just leave if things go bad.
It's fine. That's just a lot of guys.
That's fine.
And thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, and
all those things. Check out the Patreon. Oh no, the Substack.
Substack. Yeah, Substack right now.
Substack. That's right.
Substack. Meet the Substack. We'll see you next time.
Bye.